What's up, everyone? Infinite Nebula here. I got the Miles Morales Brooklyn 2099 edition from the Spideyverse, multiverse game. It is what it is with Marvel Legends series. They are killing it with the Spider-Man flexing right now. They are just absolutely on point with it. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, some of the articulation on some of them is kind of disappointing with them not having butterfly joints, but the ones that do have butterfly joints, they are definitely appreciated. So, as you can kind of see, this does have the butterfly joint stuff like that. You know me, I don't really go through all the extras that we get. You can see it. I tell you, it's right here. If you want to see it, I'll be making shorts with this and making stop motion. And that's when you'll see the versatility of everything that comes with this figure. Is through the stop motion videos that I do. So, get him out of here. Looking super fresh right here. The only thing he's missing is some Air Forces, classic Miles Morales. There we go. Like I said, I like the pants, but honestly, who thinks this is kind of like the Red Hood? Because this is what it reminds me of. Really, it does remind me of Red Hood. And surprisingly enough, I don't have any Red Hood figures. Going to, though. Probably Revoltech, for sure. But, anyways, as you see, we got some butterfly joint action there. Range of motion isn't super great, but at least it's there, right? Unlike some of the other figures we have in this line of Spider-Mans. Some of them don't have butterfly joints. If I'm mistaken, I don't think the symbiote Spider-Man from the Gamerverse has the butterfly joints, which is kind of disappointment. As you can see, it's right there. And if you can tell, it's two different reds. That's like a glossy red. That's like a matte red right there. Kind of like a burgundy into a red gloss. So that's a little different. Kind of a bummer, but there might be a reason for that. I like the spider design on it. It's definitely 2099 look. Got that cyberpunk type of look, which I think is really cool. I really like cyberpunk stuff. Got the wrist gauntlets, as I said, that remind me of like the Red Hood. And like almost like these are like zappers like he does have anyways. So that's really cool. The thing that's kind of weird is the like matte primer gray that's almost like a hint of brown in it. That's probably something they meant to do, and it looks like that in the game sometimes, but not all the time. But they must have just went with this because they preferred it most likely. If you guys prefer this color, let me know, so that way, we can know for sure if it's supposed to be or not. But articulation, it is tough, though. Like, it is tough. But you got great range of motion in those double jointed knees. Look at that. Dan there kicking himself, giving himself, a donkey kick. Yep, you know it. Putting it back in there, you can hear it, slamming back into place, really. What I don't understand is why we don't have, like, more range of motion in the groin areas with all of these Spider-Mans in this Legends series. They don't have that groin range to do like the wide poses and stuff like that. We also don't have like a boot swivel, but you do have your ankle pivot up, down, side to side, stuff like that. 360 it, head 360. Great hinge. I like when they do the hinges like this, be able to look down. And this hides that hinge so well with like the natural detail of this figure. It's almost as if if you weren't really paying attention, you wouldn't really see that. So yeah, that's awesome. Double jointed elbows, great range. Boom, punch himself in the face if you wanted, And that one, man, I tell you, the double jointeds are really tight. There we go. You can kind of see the struggle on that. They are really tight. They really are. But the range of motion is really, really good. Like we want to see in all the Spider-Man figures. Hear that, Marvel Legends series? All of our Spider-Man figures. All of them. Yeah. So, as always, butterfly joints in all Spider-Man figures. Please bring back more range into the groins for Spider-Man figures. Does that have to be for all of the other figures you have in your line? But definitely Spider-Man figures need that. Then, as we go through, front kick, right? You're barely getting up there. Like, that's, I mean, come on. You want front kick, the only way you're getting up is by bending it up. You know, it should just whoosh, all the way up to like almost 90, right? But that's not even close. Say it's about like 40 at best. But anyways, we got ab crunch backwards. Got a little hip motion there too, also you can kind of see that. And then forward, ab crunch forward, down. And as you can see, there's continuation of the spider design. That's very much appreciated. We're glad you're going the extra mile on that aesthetic there. Sometimes you guys miss that. But not in these, not this time, so that's good. Articulation, range of motion there. I'd say that's pretty good, right? No arguing with that. Open wide, you know, jumping down. Yeah. All right. So we got that. We got 360s on the shoulders, stuff like you twist it around. You got double jointed. You got, you know, 360 wrist action. You got bendy wrist on a pivot as well. You got utility belt. Great texture, attention to detail there. Gauntlets, pretty cool. Low shot gauntlets, of course. So, no, I like this a lot. I like the cyberpunk look and everything. Like I said, it kind of reminds me of, you know, Red Hood. The absolute thing that I want to do is I want to get another one of these so I can DIY it and, you know, bring a little nebula to it. So that way, you know, my skeleton avatar that's on my banner, yeah, I want to make that a figure for sure. And I think this would be a nice stepping stone for it, for me to make it. Be a lot of paint, a lot of hard work, a lot of attention to detail. So I'll be having to see what, you know, the people that do this go through when designing figures like this for us, you know. I might get that journey on camera, who knows. But yeah, I wish they had another head sculpt. But if anything, you could DIY from, I think what would be perfect also is the Anti-Venom head sculpt to put on here too. And paint it, you know, these colors, which just seems to be primer gray, really, to be honest, with some gloss touching. You know, with the red, I think it would be super dope. I like how it looks up like that. It looks so mean. Like, it looks so tough, dude. Like, oh, man. How does this not look so tough? Like, Miles Morales' style is tough, for real. Like, they just... Ain't no one got the drip like Miles Morales, man. I mean that in a style way, all right? In style. So, as we always say, paint is really well done. I honestly didn't see any scratches on mine or any like missing of detail. Little shine off there. But yeah, no, it's really well done. Like I said, I can't give it a 10. I can't give it a 9 because the articulation here is what stops me from doing so. I'd have to give it like a 7.5, honestly. A 7.5 on this. Really would. Range of motion's good, articulation's good. Mobility of this figure is good, besides the groin not having, you know, that range that we're looking for with a Spider-Man figure, honestly. You guys let me know if you guys are going to be picking this up, if you're going to be, you know, DIYing it and changing it into something else, or if you're just going to keep it in the box or pose it on your shelf or something like that, or on your dresser. You know, just let me know what's going on. I like to know what, you know, other people do with their figures. They leave them in the box. Do they, like, take pictures of them and do stop motion like I do? I enjoy stop motion a lot. If you haven't checked our stuff out, you know, please do if you can. If you're into that kind of thing. I do one takes. I don't have fancy camera, stuff like that. It's all natural. Just like how I do this. No edits, nothing. It's all natural, shoot from the hip. Take one is how I like to do it, unless the kids get in the way, they, you know, scrap the video, take two. It happens when you got kids. You know how it is, you know? If you know, you know. But yeah, no, this figure's dope. I like it. Like I said, 7.5, definitely. Style goes hard. It's tough. Paint job, good. Articulation, good. Range of motion, good, other than a couple areas. So, yeah, y'all have a good one. As always, this is Infinite Nebula. We out here. Peace.